So in the definition category, it is a tack in which the sail goes around you. There are a few ways to do the move, and the way I am teaching you is not the easiest. The way that I want to teach you, I do not think is the easiest way, because I would like you to sail out of your helicopter tack crew first. The reason for that is I would like you to be able to do it in any condition on any board, and I would like to be able to expand on it later. So the system that I'm teaching you is a little bit more component based, but then later if I rearrange it, I can give you a double helicopter tack, or you'll be able to helicopter tack your wave board. You know, it's kind of, like I said, it's not the easiest, but technique wise I think it's solid to build from. So bear with me, put the time in on the beach and the big board to get it. But then once you have it, I think you'll be more consistent. Now, it's obviously easier to learn it in light winds first, and all that kind of stuff. You guys understand that. So, I am cruising along, having a great day sailing, because every day sounds a great day sailing. 12 o'clock is Jeff. And the first thing I'm going to do is rake the sail back, which is going to make the board do what? Round up. As the board approaches 12 o'clock or Jeff, I would like to turn the nose of the board at least a half an hour past 12 up to an hour. Like the Serenity, like the old longboard tack, to get the board past the eye of the wind, we rake the sail back, we pull on the flew arm and extend the mast arm. This is oversheeting. This should get me past Jeff by about a half an hour, an hour. Now Jeff, which side of the sail do you see right now? My side or the other side?
I see your side of the thing.
Which sail you see right now?
The other side.
The other side. So if I go up into the wind with my front arm bent in, I'm never going to pass Jeff, right? But if I keep that front arm extended and he sees my sail as long as he can, I can get through the eye of the wind. Now I did notice, Javier, some of us will oversheet but not have the sail back. So I watch you go in and you're like, okay, I'm going to really crank it down. And I've seen you crank it and pull in, and then it doesn't turn upwind on you, you start drifting. So be careful with oversheeting mechanically. Oversheeting is timed with the board's turn. The sail needs to be back farther, and I am going to only oversheet the clew as I pass 12. Right, so we get up, Bob.
Is that, you want the same position whether you're on a short board or on a long board? In terms of how far past board?
If I am on a long board and I have a center board and a large mast track, I might be behind a dagger board on the way up. I might be further back on the board.
For setup of this trick, do you need to get like solidly past?
Oh,
if I'm on the sup,
yes,
let's say,
yes.
I want to get an hour past 12.
All the time. I'm going to be so much better at this move if I get through the wind first.
Okay. Even on a short board?
Yes, all boards. Since I'm not moving on a short board, I don't care because I'm not going to walk around the front. And on a long board, especially with the center board, you can really get it through the wind nicely. Your sailboat roll tacking. You're getting a nice boat turn. If the sups are actually tricky sometimes to muscle through the wind. So on the sup, you're really trying to get that sail back and really get that weight down that back foot, try to turn that board through the wind. When I did the Olympic stuff back in the old days, we would teach people to oversheet and do this, upwind, the Karate Kid thing. Because if I put all my weight on my back foot and all the pressure on the front hand, this board will turn really, really, really far, and Jeff can still see my side, right? But if I start putting any pressure on that front hand or any weight on that front foot, now Jeff didn't see anything. I'm already stopped, or if anything, he's seeing the other side, he's going to knock me over. So that's a great perspective, the angle to see it from, okay? Now, once the nose of the board has crossed the eye of the wind by at least a half an hour or an hour, we're going to turn the sail off, and which side has more wind on when it's off?
Neither.
And we're going to slice the sail to windward and step your heels to the center line. So there's a little shuffle there, especially on that little board. Ken, we got to make sure that we step those heels to the center, otherwise we catch the heels, we're done right away, downhill ski edge. Once the sail is in front of me, I'm going to push on the backhand for just a second and a hair. Both words keep me out of trouble. A second and a hair. I'm just going to push on that backhand, exactly. Push on that backhand for just a second and just a hair. If I push too long or too hard, I'm going to stall, and we learned yesterday that makes us go where? Backwards and sideways. So we slice into the wind, you guys. Whoa! Wind shift. We touch the backhand for just a second so the board gets a little bit of power the sail gets a little bit of power with the sail forward and backwinded. If I get a little power with the sail forward and backwinded, which way is the board going to turn? Downwind the new direction. So as the board turns downwind the new direction, I'm going to push the mast to the back.
Say that again.
As the board starts to turn downwind the new direction, I'm going to slice the mast back. Now watch, this is really subtle. I'm going to stand off the board with one foot so I can make a turn. So I oversheet, right? I slice, then it backwinds for a second. So you can see the board. As soon as the board starts turning downwind, I'm going to move the sail to the back so that it stays relatively the same position to Jeff. Because if I leave it forward for too long, then what's going to happen? It's going to turn downwind faster, faster, faster. It's going to get more and more power. So the second you start turning the new direction, start moving the sail to the back so it doesn't knock you off. And then you may sail backwinded indefinitely. Helicopter tack does not necessarily have to be perfectly in one motion. We can oversheet, we can backwind, we can get our craft together, and then we can do the escape. What you're basically learning is a leeward side escape. Now, I'm going to perform the exit of the Heli Tack with the board going from 2 to 3 or 10 to 9. And if I'm really overpowered and it's really crazy, I might even go lower than that. Because if I'm going to have to finish clue first, we hate being clue first at 2 o'clock when it's windy, right? The clue is brutal. But we like being clue first at 4 o'clock, that's fine. So it's got more to do with where you're going to finish. I let the board go a little broader. So we break the sail back, we oversheet, we turn the board through the eye of the wind, we slice the sail forward, we put our heels in the center line, we backwind for a second, and then we bring the sail back to get control. How are we doing?
Okay.
Really?
Well, the part that yesterday you were having me push.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay.
That's next.
I thought I heard you say that before.
Yeah.
To just
well, that was
give
just
it
it was just a gentle tap to make sure I turned the right way.
Okay,
So
got it.
I bring the sail forward, I give it a gentle tap, and then I get the heck off it so it doesn't spin on me yet.
I got it. Okay.
I just
That's
want
just
to.
kind of a temporary thing, right? When you're like at 2 o'clock.
Just past 12, I'm going to give it that little tap just to make sure the board comes downwind a little bit on the new tack.
Okay.
I'm curious to hear how you go from there to getting to like 4 o'clock.
Oh, once we're backwinded, I can just take the sail forward a hair to go a little further downwind. I just don't want to leave it way up there when I first backwinded it.
Right.
So if I give it the big wind up with the giant backwind, then it's going to go downwind so fast I can't recover. Once we slice it to the back and we get control, and if I want to bear off, I can just bring the sail forward a little bit or even mast to windward a little bit. Both of those will get me to bear off slightly. I just don't want to get beamed by the power before I'm ready.
Right.
All right, how are we
Okay.
doing?
Yep.
Now, you guys, I want you to look at the sail slightly differently from now on. Anytime we're doing freestyle sail tricks again, we're going to take the balance point and imagine there's sharp objects. This is a little bull with big horns, Ken. There are very sharp objects coming off this balance point. If this balance point hits my body,
You're in the
I'm
water.
done. But check it out. If the balance point does not hit my body, watch what happens to the sail.
It goes around you.
It starts to go around. And the further we get away from that balance point, right, the more leverage we have and the easier it's going to go around. You were doing it yesterday with your hand closer, but it was working. We'll eventually make it go around. So from now on, I've got to look at this sail and say, anytime I'm doing tricks, man, I cannot get hit or get lined up on that balance point. But if I'm on one side or the other, something's going to happen and it's going to be able to open up or spin.
Okay.
You guys getting with me?
Yeah.
This is deep. It's a little early for this, Ken, I'm sorry. These sunglasses? There's a little trickle of smoke came out of the ears. Like, what? So yeah, this is interesting. So check this out. I'm going to show you, but I'll explain it in a minute. How much leverage would I have if I touched here? A lot. Watch this. I got to get out of the way. Come on, wind. I mentioned you need wind. Okay, Bob says I have a lot. Here we go. Come on. Okay, little magic spot, way back here. Goes right by. I didn't have any, I had weight, no power. I hit one edge, it moves, right? I go back to the other edge. Right now I'm on the front edge, which means go swing the other way. If I get out of the way, I'm gonna be okay.
Let's see the.
You guys have seen me do stuff
Let's
with
see-
hip waders,
let's see
and
the
every time I
horns.
do stuff, you all get that stupid little smile on your face, like, you know, it's just not right because he's not doing anything and I'm working my ass off, right? But you need to start to play with the sail. When we do sail chi this afternoon, and I teach you guys sail chi, do sail chi. I've been doing sail chi since I was 12 years old, or give or take. And at work, before you guys would come to work, I would do it I don't do it anymore, like I got it down. But I mean, the hours and hours of playing with the sail on the beach is going to make you amazing, especially if you're landlocked now, you know, and you got no water to play on. Then this gives you something to do to get great.
Could you put a universal like on your deck?
Um,
Because you don't always have wind by your house. Not on like your deck of your house.
I guess you could, but I'll show you something. You can have a drag board, old board, or a little piece of plywood. Back in the day when ABK was big in the 80s, before I owned this company, and when it made money, someone marketed just this thing.
Sorry to digress us, guys.
We're missing all this wind, Carol. Come on.
I know.
It's gonna be an episode of This Old House.
Who remembers
Yeah.
Murray's Marine?
Yeah.
Marine? Murray's Marine?
Yep.
Old timers.
Oh.
Murray's Marine marketed the practice pivot.
Looks like a pool
This is-
table cue
This is
ball.
back from the early ABK days. I found a bunch of these. I have an old truck in California that's just full of collection of old stuff that hasn't been in there for years. So this is a practice pivot, and your universal goes in there, and then there's holes for stakes. You stake it down to the ground, right? You pop your stakes on. You leave this in your yard with 2 stakes. You put your sail on. So they actually marketed this back in the day. That's how big. Because ABK in the day, we used to have 8 instructors and 2 coordinators, and we do 40, 50 people a week. Lunch, yeah, you guys love the lunch. Sorry, I'm not doing lunch anymore if I can help it. But this is interesting. No, you can't have it. I have like 3 left.
You could probably make it like out of a pool table, you know,
Yeah,
cue
people
ball
make some
holder.
beautiful wood ones. I've seen somebody make one on a balance beam. So they put the mast base on like a 2x6 that's about this high off the ground, so they can do their footwork while they're doing stuff. I just imagine I'd be so mad if I sprained my ankle in the yard.
Don't put it away
Actually,
too deep,
winter
because
didn't.
I want to take a picture later, or I'll have Bob send me his.
Just draw a template up. Get a piece of paper.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
go and draw it, make the holes and everything.
Yeah.
That'd be probably better. That way you can just get.
Oh, I can make a template on this.
Although I could.
Yeah,
No, but you don't. You know, you see. You don't.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I can.
Square's fine.
I could.
If I size down trailers, I'm going to make all the simulators out of wood. I think we're just going to have plywood with foot straps and hull because it takes up way less than a bunch of these boards. I'm trying to figure out how to size down.
I'll get a picture of it later.
You don't need all
At
the
the end?
I haven't even got to the end yet. I haven't told you how to do this yet. All right, so we're cruising along. Yes, Bob. We rake the sail back. The board turns upwind. We slowly oversheet the mast across the tail, extending the front arm, pulling in on the clue arm. Once the board's at least half an hour to an hour past 12, we turn the sail off. We slice it forward into windward and step our heels to the center line. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do all this stuff one-handed, but I'm always showing you the dominant hand. Right, the backhand's not getting in the way. And I made a lot of you guys do this one-handed, so you would not screw up the non-dominant hand. Yeah. All right, so now the sail is back-winded. I'm starting to turn down the wind the new direction, and I move the sail to the back so it doesn't turn too far. Now we're ready for the escape. And again, I said, as we're thinking about doing sail tricks, we're going to avoid the bull. There'll be no bull. Now, would you say that the sail is rotating circularly or linearly on this escape?
Linearly at an angle.
That's right. Too many of us now visualize the exit that looks something like this. That's circular,
Yeah.
right? And halfway through that circle, Jeff, what do you see?
Me going in the water?
No, besides that, as the wind, what do you see?
Lots of power.
Lots of power.
Where what's really kind of interesting about this is we're not going to rotate this. Don't think about it as a circle. It's going to be a knife. It's going to rotate flipping straight over. It is not going to go in a circle. So I'm going to position the sail and I'll explain how to do this in a minute. But when I change pressure, the sail is rotating, not circularly. It goes up and it flips over. This is the difference of being able to do this when it's windy and when it's not windy. Like I can do it circularly all day long at 5. And in 10, it gets a little bit harder. In 15, forget it. But if I'm knifing and rotating, it's the same all the time. It's an illusion. I'm not really letting the thing power up. So how are we going to make this happen? Understand the principle. I'm ready for the escape. The first thing I want you guys to do is bring your back foot in, turn it toe in. Bring your back foot forward and turn it toe in. Your heel is already on the center line. Now here's why, is by bringing the back foot forward and turning it toe in, I'm setting myself up for a nice step. If my back foot's already back and solid backwinding, then my front foot's going to end up way back on the tail. So right before we do the escape, back foot goes forward, toe in. Now I don't have to go toe in because I can do this and you guys can't. So it helps.
Position 1 is not something I will be doing. Yes, it's in ballet, position 1.
Wow.
Okay, so you have no joints. That's nice.
I don't care if you can do it. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Even if you can, you shouldn't do that.
I slept on my stomach a lot as a kid.
Obviously, with your feet pointed backwards.
I think go out, but they don't go out like that.
Wow.
That's about his best. Wow, okay.
Okay, so I've sliced the sail and backwinded. The first thing we're going to do for the escape is bring the back foot forward. Now, even though I envision the sail going in a circle, I'm going to, with the front arm, slice the sail. I changed a little bit from what I was doing with you yesterday, Carol. I'm going to slice the sail out in front of me, forward and to windward, right at the wind, with the front arm, getting the bull in front of my body. So with the front arm is going to reposition the sail, but not rotate the sail. Javier is going to reposition the sail, but not rotate the sail. So I'm just getting that bull out of the way. Now I got to do 3 things at once. Here's the hard part. 3 things at once. And I may not, no matter how cool, what I'm going to show you is watch what I'm doing. Jeff, I am not going to watch the sail spin. I'm going to look forward and to windward with my head. I'm going to do 3 things at once. Step back, reach back, and arch my back. Step back, reach back, and arch my back. And no matter how cool it is, I'm not going to watch the sail spin. At this point, I'm what?
Clue first.
How do I get out of this? Flip.
Flip.
Okay. From being backwinded, bring that back foot forward, Ken. We slice that sail out in front of us. We step back, reach back, arch the back. Sail rotates by us, and we're clue first. The difference between graceful and mechanical is learning to move your body the sail of the speed. The speed of the sail. Right, so if I want to look graceful, I want to try to move the speed of the sail. A lot of people, when you first do this, Bob, they're all excited, and then we're like, and then eventually it comes around. So it's not quite as graceful, but eventually I can learn, slice, step back, reach back, arch back, let it roll right around smoothly, and I'm clue first.
Well, I can do helicopter tacks, but it's the rotational.
Right.
thing.
Most people do this.
They're only,
Most people go into the wind, they slap the mast around, and they catch it,
yeah.
and then you sail away. That's easier. Honestly, it's easier than what I'm
Well,
showing
only
you.
in light wind.
Right. It's only light wind. It's very hard to be consistent. And for moves down the road, I can't expand on that. You can't double. A helicopter tack is a lot like a Spock, which is an aerial, and it's also the same fundamentals, like the way everything builds together. So that version is okay, but it's just not going to go anywhere.
Well, I like what you're doing. It's going to be hard to
Beach time. Yeah.
to
unlearn.
change bad habits.
Just
I
don't
know.
call what you were doing helicopter tacking. We'll call it something else.
No, they're both Heli Tack.
Can I see that body?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go off on this a lot more. Yet.
Trying to
So
change what you're doing.
let's look at the parts of the 3 things. The first one is we're going to step back. Well, that makes sense. My front foot is going to go to the back of the board, right? I'm going to reach back. Well, that makes sense because that's going to give me what?
Power.
Leverage to be clue first.
That's right.
But I'm going to arch my back. Now, if you look, if I'm on the leeward side, my clue hand is pushing to rotate the sail. Javier, if I asked you to go push a car, you'd look like this. You would lean into the push. So what's really awkward about this is everybody wants to push. If I push Carol in a pushing posture, then as soon as we change places, it's going to pull me over. So what's really strange is you're going to push in an arching posture, which makes no sense. But as soon as we change sides, I'm ready for my counterbalance. Step back, reach back, and arch your back.
I was pushing all day yesterday. I just got that push habit, and I can't get out.
Yeah. The two-hand push for you too. When you're nervous,
Yeah.
you give it that 2-hand shove.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
but at
what
least
I'm
we
doing.
understand what we're going to do to get better. Do you still have any old longboards at home?
Yeah.
So you can get the longboard out with a 5.5 or something and get out and get some lightweight practice on the lake too.
How
Okay.
good would a super light be for that?
They're great.
Yeah, we have
There's
one.
not much, but many boards better than the old super late.
I've got the one I bought in '85 still. Still
Your
have the
original Super Light?
original regatta sail too. Yeah.
Ah, the 6.4 regatta, nice. Or 6.3.
Yeah, we bought one brand, like the guy hadn't used it for $100 like 3 years ago.
Another friend of mine did that too in Lebanon. He got one. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, in Pennsylvania, I'm like, God, I gotta get one of those.
Incredible light wind race.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I raced super lights 80 for a long time. An old Mistral.
260 liters. Kind of a
240 liter.
giant dagger board.
Yeah.
Retractable fin in the back.
Yeah,
Spring
that the
loaded.
fin cassettes are downside there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stanger version. Refoil the fin and shim it. Stanger's a smart guy. He knows all the tricks. Okay. So where are we? So I'm sailing backwinded. I said we're going to bring the back foot forward. We understand that, so we can step back. I said we're going to reach the backhand back, and we're also going to arch. Now, this is what's really going to happen, Jeff. You're going to step. Both hands are going to make contact for a second before your feet move, which is going to give me power. My feet are going to move late, and then I'm going to watch it spin. Where am I going next?
Over.
Yeah, right over. It's those are the three things that are going to happen. You're going to make contact with two hands. You're going to move your foot late, and you're going to watch it. And any one of those will take you down. All three of those will take you down immediately. All right, so it's a bit funny, but so and you've got everything in the groove. Slide it back foot forward. Slice the sail out in front of me. Step back, reach back, arch the back blue first. Then a jibe foot. And eventually we will learn all sail tricks are based on this pressure, changing the pressure, or moving the body. We'll do sail cheese afternoon, and then you guys will see the rest of this. Okay, so from the beginning, a succinct version for the Bob recording. Bob will email you. The Trictionary, we have 9 pages on tacking right now for the next book, and there's almost two sections of just how this breaks down, and then also the sail cheese stuff to go with it. It's gonna be cool.
You'll tell us the password, right?
Yes, awesome ABK 2016. I'll tell you again later. Awesome ABK 2016. That's for the website. This stuff is not on the website.
I
Not yet.
noticed.
It'll be another year plus till we get the stuff on the
So
website.
are these going to be videos, or are these going to be step-by-step pictures?
The book have all step-by-step pictures.
Okay.
The website will eventually have the pictures and the book. I mean, some of the stuff in the book and all the videos, because we also shot everything in ultra slow motion. And the website will eventually be formatted like the book. It's going to change. I got him to add light wind as a chapter. You know, everything's changed. It's really exciting.
How do we get? You gave us the password. But when you go to the trick.
You go to the Trick Genius website, and then you can get the app, and it also works on the app once you're signed in. It's going to be a genius. So Ken goes and he joins as a member eventually, and he's like, okay, I can you just check off everything you can do, and then it suggests what's next. And then the database is eventually literally going to have, okay, I want to watch a Spock on starboard tack by so-and-so. Like, it's going to be actually databased to the direction, to the rider, and to the sail. I mean, it's pretty amazing what his plan is, but it's going to take years, honestly.
But right now it's just called Trictionary.
Trictionary is the book. The new book will come out this summer, and that will have all the new stuff in it.
Okay.
The website is There's a Trictionary and a Trick Genius, and then the app is the new Trictionary app. If you had the old Trictionary app and you sign in, your iTunes password will give you your old chapters into the new one because they
I
changed it.
shouldn't look up Trick Genius at my work computer. I could get in trouble for that.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. No, I think you're safe. Windsurfing.
Oh no, not that.
No.
Okay, you ready? Tell me when you're ready,
All right,
Bob.
this is the succinct helicopter tack.
It's 10:13 in the morning, 5:22. Good morning. All right, so from here we're gonna rake. Oh, the helicopter tack is attacking which sail goes around here. We're gonna start by raking the sail back, start to turn the board upwind. As the nose board perches 12 o'clock, we're going to drop the front hand of the mast at waist height, slowly oversheet the sail across the backboard with the pressure on the back foot, extending the mast arm and pulling on the glue so the board turns at least a half an hour to an hour past 12 o'clock. From here we turn our sail off, we slice the mast to windward, putting our heels on the center line, backwinding the sail gently with the sail just for a second with the sail forward so the board starts to turn downwind the new direction backwinded. As the board turns downwind the new direction backwinded, we will move the sail to the back to maintain control. allowing the board to turn even slightly farther, say 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And while we're turning downwind, we will go for the escape. We slide our back foot forward, turning a toe in. We knife the sail out in front of us with the mast hand, getting the balance point or the bull in front of us. From here, we do the 3 things at once. We step back with the front foot. We reach back with the back hand. And we arch our back looking upwind. No matter how cool the sail is, we don't watch it rotate until we step back on the new side. From here, we're sailing clue first. We exit this with a jibe flip. Leveling the clue to wind, we're sliding the mast hand down the boom, release the backhand, reach under with under grip, let sail come the rest way around, reach back to the new backhand, pop the sail, and drop down.
Sold.
How's that? There's a windsurfing video about 12, 13 years ago called From Sunday to Monday. Big windsurfing movie, DVD. And there's in the back bonus chapter, the guys they did my jibe lesson in 18 seconds. Because they were filming a movie, they walked by me, they don't want me in the movie for windsurfing, but then the guy listened to me ramble, he's like, that's funny, let's put that in the movie. Like, okay, I don't care, I'm in, I'm game.
This goes a minute 22.
I had to go slower because Jeff.
Thank you. That's right. I admit to my slowness. It's okay.
So from here, we rake the sail back, the board starts turning upwind, we drop the front hand to the mast at waist height. Once again, we slowly oversheet that mast across the tail. Once the board's past 12 o'clock by at least half an hour or an hour, we turn the sail off, we slice it forward again, backwinding gently, which we looked much better at than we thought. We bring that back heel to the center line. Now I'm bearing off the new direction. I slice the sail to the back to get control. Now my lead side escape, and I can also do this escape without the helicopter tack entry. And what I mean by that, a lot of you guys yesterday were just step around to the other side to see that was like. I can still do the same exit. From here, we slide the back foot forward, turning it toe in, Philip. We knife that sail out in front of us with the front hand, avoiding the bull, changing the pressure. We step back, reach back, arch back to clue first, and then the jibe flip. Trick genius.
How come I get mind and body separation when I get out on the water?
No, I just don't have the gracefulness, so it's going to take time.
We are going to practice escapes on the simulator. We are. But I'm going to start with the board position backwinded. We're just going to step around because turning the thing's no fun. So we're going to step around, backwind, and then we're going to try the escape. Now, I'm going to issue a challenge. It's a challenge. I don't like challenges. Give me a challenge. Give it up. All right, so I'm going to challenge you, Philip, to do no hands on the boom for a second. So that I'm going to go front hand, right?
I got a fan out for you.
Something. All right, I know. Golfers should be happy. It's just the shadows. All right, the challenge is to go from front hand to no hand to back hand. Because if 2 hands don't touch on the boom, I'm definitely getting power. If 2 hands touch on the boom, I get power. So the issue challenge is you're back on the Ultra Cat or Super Light and light winds. You're playing around the lake at home. It's a really light wind day. So you know what I'm going to try is I'm going to go front hand, no hands, back hand. That makes this thing lighter than you could ever imagine. That's the challenge. The no hand challenge. Right? Back wind, escape, front hand, no hand back. We're not sure that's going to work. I can tell.
I'm afraid I'll do that and the sail will just go flying to the ground and I'll break your nice sail.
It's possible. Well, yeah, I know. Because it's not the way we look at it. We look at the one that Ken was doing. That's why we envision helicopter tacking. That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving you the easy way, but I'm giving you what I think.
I can barely figure out what you just did relates to what
You'll
you
see.
just did a while ago.
Oh.
Talking about the other kind.
I know, I thought about now if I have to repeat this, I'm so
I
screwed.
couldn't repeat it either.
All right, well, we're going to repeat.
I can head upwind in the beginning.
On here. So, let's go back. It was the same exact heli tack. I just added no hand on the switch. So I was sailing forward. I raked the sail back. I oversheeted. Right, turn past Jeff. I sliced the sail forward to backwind. I backwinded for a second. I got control of the sail. The challenge was on this escape. Let's see, I had to do, shoot. How do I do the escape now? I forgot too.
You gotta get the
Yep.
slice it forward.
No,
to get
something
the
before that.
You gotta turn your feet in.
Yeah, bring my
Oh,
back
yeah.
foot in. Very good. Then
Back
And then-
foot back,
and
Then
then-
reach back.
They reach back.
slice forward.
Yep.
Next.
Now slice forward.
Then
Reach
3
back.
backs.
There's
Reach back.
look
arch
back,
back,
reach back, and
arch.
step
and
back.
step back.
arch
So
your back.
on the slice forward, this is where the no hand challenge goes. It's slice forward, release, catch, step back, reach back first. It's the same 3 backs, but I'm just going from, because the problem is if I step back, reach back, arch back, and I really let it load up, right there I hit 2 hands on with power.
You don't want that front hand on necessarily when you got the back.
Right, just trust it. Like I just want to throw it over there and trust it.
No, it doesn't look like you're actually throwing it. It's kind of like a
You'll-
slight
it's
glide.
Well, you'll feel the sail is like a razor blade.
Okay.
It requires very little effort to move. And I will make you do it on here. You'll notice right away the difference between 2 hands touching and 1 hand touching.
But preferably, theoretically, what you want to do is always feel like it's just one-handed anyway. I mean,
Yes,
you
the
want-
other hand's always assisting the dominant hand. It's 1 hand at a time.
Not assisting too much. You don't want it to help too much.
Right, run, slice, the other. All right, Ken, you're first. Come on.
All right, are we ready?
Wait, red.
Now I'm actually getting wind. I'm gonna be going that way. Tell me when you're ready.
You're ready. I'm ready.
All right, so wow.
1 hand at a time. You won't get knocked off. That's it.
Yeah.
Backwind. Good.
Backhand off.
Yep. Now change step. Don't stare at it. Okay. Money flip. That was not the money flip. You missed by inches.
Ah, well,